Hello, in this video I'll work on configural and metric invariance tests. For example, if you have a control variable like gender. So first of all, we are going to add here, rename this group to male, add a new group and call it female. So now we have two groups. However, if you remember when we first selected the dataset, we had only one group. Now it's called, group 1 is called male. So now we need to specify a dataset for group 2, which is female. Now, grouping variable, it is a gender, so need to find the gender here. And the group value, we need to make sure that female corresponds to the appropriate code. So female corresponds to 0, female corresponds to 1, then choose the appropriate code. You can view the data also if you want from this dialog box, but we don't need to, and then hit OK. Now, having this said, we are going to do a test between a Chisquare test between a constrained and a non-constrained model. The non-constrained model is the model as you see it right now. We haven't done anything to it. We just created two and configured the system to adjust to the two different groups and save it, right? And we're gonna run it. And now running these analyses, we're gonna look at the standardized test, all of them above 0.5, as you can see. All of these below 0.08. And based on the, let's take a look at the model fit. CFI is high. This NFI is not 0.9 though. TLI is good. Let's take a look at the RMSE. Very good, actually, very good. So model fit is all right, let's say, if we focus only on the CFI. And now we are going to restrain the model. So how are we going to do that? We're going to do that as follows. First, we are going to assign 1 to each of the latent variables. So we're going to go right, click Object Properties, and on Parameters, one more time, select maybe there's one step that I missed out here. Yeah, here on object property, sometimes I don't know why things don't happen well with my mouse. So it's basically just selecting here the latent variable, and be careful when you're selecting the latent variable. So here it is selected, as you see. Now previously it seems like I'm selecting this variable instead. So the object parameter here with the variance, I'm going to add 1. So you see that it's added. I'm going to select this and add 1. And then I'm going to select this and add 1. Then select this and add 1. Now over here on the regression line, I'm going to select the regression line and delete the 1. Select this regression line, delete the 1. Select this regression line, delete the 1. Select this regression line and delete the 1. So I'm constraining here the model. Last step before you run the analysis is to name the parameters, and you need to name them with their different regression weights. So we have different regression weights here named for each regression line, so that we will know which one is for male and which one is for female as for the system. Save that and run it. And now you will also, I should have taken note of this. Yeah, I should have taken note of, I should have taken note of the chi-square. I forgot to take note of the chi-square of the unconstrained model. So this model is a constraint model, and the constraint model, the chi-square is 284.1. So you go to the chi-square difference. So this is the fully constrained model. The chi-squared here reads 284.1. This constraint is 284.1. And how many degrees of freedom? That will be 243. Need to go back. I'm sorry, I forgot to take note of the unconstrained model. So now we need to go back to the unconstrained model in reverse. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have to delete that and then choose this one and use 1 instead. 1, 1, and sorry, 1. And then go to plugins and go to name parameters and get rid of that. Oh. Going in reverse is not possible, huh? Okay, so what am I gonna do here? I'm gonna have to redo the analysis again. So this will make it a bit longer of a video. So let's do it again. So here we adding male. Sorry for that. Adding male. Adding female. The analysis, but before doing that we just need to specify here the data and specify the grouping is gender and the grouping value is alright, and that's it. So let's run it right now and let's take note of the chi-square 276.1. so the chi-square here is 276.1. you see that it is lower than that of the constraint. Then let's take note of the 226 is the degrees of freedom. 226. And now hopefully we will get the answer as yes. So the groups are not different. If it is no, then this means that the groups are not different at the model level. However, they may be different at the path level. So for us, this means that we need to further understand why the invariant, so why it is invariant. And that is quite interesting to check on the a later stage of our analysis. So the unconstrained model is easy to, for the grouping is easy to construct. The constraint model, basically you need to assign 1 to each of the latent variables and get rid of the 1 here on the regression lines. Then name the parameters with this plugin and then run the analysis again and take a note of the chi-squared so that you can use the Excel sheet to find the chi-squared difference. This is it.